What's going on, guys? I've got a video here about the American-Russian prankster Vitaly. Now, this guy's been around for a long time. Let me know in the comments if you actually like this guy. I don't know anyone who actually likes this guy. He gets a lot of attention, though. Still, from my memory of him, he's just a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. He just goes around pranking people. And he looks like he's gone to the Philippines and he's just got himself in trouble. So let's see what Atozi has to say.
This scumbag IRL influencer can now be facing up to multiple decades in prison in the Philippines, all because he live streamed himself harassing strangers in the street, mall security guards, and stealing multiple items, including a mall security bike. Obviously, we're talking about the case surrounding Vitaly, who was an American-Russian YouTuber who was one of the largest prank channels back in the day, who unfortunately lost his mind and ended up serving some time due to horrifically attacking a jogger in Miami. But recently, he came back to the internet, and he's came back to the internet a few times, but in the most recent time, he decided to come back to the internet and essentially be a knockoff Johnny Somali for some reason. And in his comeback, he was definitely not wise when it comes to picking the country to be a nuisance in, the Philippines. I don't know why you would ever want to come to the Philippines and go live with the title Disturbing the Peace in the Philippines, as that is probably one of the last countries I would ever want to have that title in my stream, let alone go around and harass people and then steal multiple items while live streaming yourself doing so. It's like the influencer version of Darwinism. And his actions are definitely catching up to him here now because he was just perp walked out in front of the entire country.
Secretary John Vic Remulla will now make a statement.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Yeah, the smirk he had during his arrest and mugshot, that's completely gone.
I gotta say, I've been following this story for the last few weeks, and I can tell you that the Filipino people do not like this guy. They are just, they want to see the government make an example out of this guy, and I don't blame him. This guy's come there, and he's just been taking the piss out of them, and rightfully so. The Philippine people, the government, they want to do something about it. Let's see. It looks like he is facing 24 years in prison, but who knows? Let's see.
Dude, he was warned multiple times. He didn't care. He just openly embraced going to jail in the Philippines on his stream. And now he's in even more trouble than what I think he's ever been in his life. And that really, really sets the bar when you look at his situation that happened in Miami. Because if you have a horrific attack on your record and somehow you're in more trouble than what you were then, oh boy. So what are they charging him for?
Vitaly engaged in multiple disruptive and inappropriate acts, including attempting to kiss and grab him, trying to seize his service firearm, taking videos of him without consent, mocking other security guards, and vlogging without a permit in BGC. Also, in Vitaly's latest video in BGC, nakita siyang sumasakay ng patrol motorcycle na walang abiso.
Oh wow, there's just a whole plethora of charges here that can be disastrous for him. They're also talking not just fully English, they're speaking tag-along with English, which I think they call Taglish. So I had to transcribe a lot of this to actually understand what is going on and then run it through ChatGPT and then have ChatGPT essentially tell me what they were saying. So it's not fully spot on yet, but that's what happens when we're trying to break this news. So here we have, I guess, the charges against Vitaly, which aren't 100% set in stone from what I can tell, because he just kind of threw out a lot of the things that happened that they're investigating him for. So first you have unjust vexation, which is engaging in behavior that caused annoyance and distress to others. Then you have alarm and scandal, which is actions that disturb public peace and order. Then you had attempted theft, which was trying to unlawfully take a security guard's firearm. That's a serious charge. That is,
That's such a bad thing to do in the Philippines. That's such a serious thing to get in trouble for. I don't know what this guy's thinking.
This happened after my coverage? Did this happen after he was arrested? I don't remember that being on the stream that I skimmed through. That is a serious charge. Then you have the 2 counts of theft if they go after him for taking the motorcycle and the industrial fan, and then also that face mask, but they returned the face mask pretty quickly. So we'll see what they do there. Then you have the threatening to rob an old lady as well. But what I didn't know until now is apparently if you steal a motorcycle in the Philippines, you can actually get up to life in prison. And this is all due to a newer and stricter law they put in place around 2016. Now, Now, will he get life in prison? There's no way. But the fact that you would even go to a country and do something that can give you a maximum of life in prison is insane. I am seeing multiple locals say that he could be facing up to 24 years in prison, as it's up to 12 years for each of the counts of theft there. And that's just the theft cases alone. And then you have all these other charges up here as well. So will he get this amount of time? Probably not. But I don't think he's going to just leave the country next week.
No, I don't think so either. Look, I don't think he's going to do life in prison. I don't think he's going to do 24 years. But if the Philippine government want to make an example out of this guy, and rightfully so, he's not just going to be walking away. I think he could be doing a few years at a minimum, right? And I think if they give him just a few years, he'll be getting let off. I mean, he should be grateful for just getting a few years. But the thing is, with the Philippines, money does talk in some places. I know some people are going to be deeply offended by that statement. But if you look at what's been going on over the last couple of years in terms of the politics and the government and how things are done, certain things happen in that country that just shouldn't happen. I mean, they had a Chinese spy recently escaped the country somehow, even though she was arrested. Okay, the only reason that she's able to do that is because of money. Someone's getting paid off, and this is what happens in the Philippines. They have a serious problem when it comes to corruption. So, look, I'm not saying Vitaly is going to be paying off people to get out of prison. He should, and rightfully so, serve those years in prison. But there's a chance that money might exchange hands, and he'll get a much lighter sentence. Let me know in comments what you think. Let's keep going with the video, see what else this guy's got to say.
To put it lightly, it seems like they very much so want to charge him. So then they go on to say that charges also stem from incidents where Vitaly is seen grabbing a security guard's hat, attempting to seize another guard's firearm, and threatening to rob a woman in Bonifacio Global C. Now, Secretary Ramola, who is the guy that essentially had him perp walked out there in front of the whole country, now he said that Vitaly will not be deported immediately, but will remain in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility to face the charges filed against him. He also emphasized that no special treatment will be given, stating that we're done with foreigners who only insult Filipinos. This is an example that we are serious here in our country, and we won't let them belittle us. And they also stated that authorities are seeking Vitaly's cameraman, who may also face charges for enabling a commission of crime.
Yeah, the cameraman's apparently from the Philippines, so he's in hiding at the moment. I haven't seen, this was just 3 days ago when this video was released, so you can say maybe 4 days ago it was filmed and edited. I haven't seen any recent news that they found the cameraman, although I'm sure he's not going to be too difficult to find if they want to. But at the end of the day, they want to make an example out of Vitaly himself. Going after a security guard's firearm, like, what is this guy thinking? You know, when I see this guy's videos, it doesn't matter if it's here in the Philippines or if it's somewhere else. He always looks like he's on drugs. He looks like he just has a serious drug problem. And I remember he went to rehab for a drug problem. So I don't know if he's still doing drugs or whatever, but he just looks like he's permanently messed up. You know what I mean?
This is a stark contrast from what we've seen Japan do with Johnny Somali, and now maybe even South Korea with Johnny Somali, as they seem to be playing way more softball with him there. In the Philippines, they're not messing around. They had him perp walk down in front of the whole country within a week of an arrest. Within the week of him doing it, they arrested him right away. They arrested him 2 days after my video on him. They arrested him on the 3rd of April. Now on the 7th of April, they're having him perp walked out in front of the entire country.
And that's fast, guys. In the Philippines, things do happen very slowly. So the fact that they went and did this means that they're really serious about it. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Let me know in the comments below.
Saying, hey, we're going to make an example out of this guy. This is not okay. This is crazy. Why, as an influencer, would you ever go mess around and do this kind of content, especially not in your home country?
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Guys, if you're going to go to a different country, at least understand the laws. This particular guy, Vitaly, I remember I saw someone post on a Facebook forum, or someone told me about it, or a Facebook group. This guy actually said to someone in the Philippines who was wearing a face mask something about being a dumb liberal or something along those lines. Because obviously in America, if you're wearing face masks, you're associated with COVID and being liberal, okay? But if you're going to go to an Asian country, you should already know that face masks were normal well before COVID. People wear them when they're sick. It's just a very normal thing to do. It has no association to COVID whatsoever. This guy went over there without any knowledge of anything of what he's doing. He only knows America. If you guys are going to go to somewhere else, just firstly, don't be a bloody idiot like this guy, right? Just don't do these kind of things. Don't prank people. That's like, no one likes it. I don't even know the type of people that actually sit around and watch that kind of content. It's ridiculous. But if you're going to do it, guys, if you really have to do that kind of stuff, just know the laws of the country and just be a bit more smart about what you're doing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this story. If there's been any new developments, let's have a chat in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.